are connecting with your kids, you're working on your imagination, you're doing everything you can to make learning fun, sports and swimming and everything else that you have to teach your kids. There's another part of my life that I want to talk about because I think it's important. I think that it can really help a lot of you to maybe think about something that you haven't. So for when I talk about the period of time where I didn't work with kids, I went into a corporate career and I was working as a life insurance broker. I'm still doing that now, basically shopping and helping people to find right fits for life insurance, the right type of coverage, the right company, these kinds of things. So right now I am actually moving from a corporate environment with this to doing it on my own. I'm now really independent. I'm basically running my own agency because I'm very passionate about protecting families and really helping families in as many ways as I possibly can within my skill set. I have a passion for people, and I love whenever I feel like I can make a difference with just knowledge that I have and how I have gone through my life and just kind of followed my passion. So with the life insurance, what I want to talk about is really what is life insurance anyway. So if you don't know anything about life insurance basically is what's called risk transfer. So risk transfer meaning, if you were to get in a car accident, all right, and you have auto insurance, so you've had that auto insurance in place to transfer the risk that if you get in a car accident that your car can be replaced. Very same thing when it comes to life insurance, but you're the car, right? So no one feels like tomorrow isn't going to come. We always feel like there's going to be another day, and of course it's not guaranteed. So when I really didn't know much about life insurance until I got into the business, and I certainly I didn't have any life insurance myself 10 years ago when I got into this business. But once I started to hear stories about how life insurance impacts families' lives when it's needed, I have a lot of life insurance now because it's important. My wife would need my income to be replaced to be able to just survive because she's disabled. So if I don't make sure there's enough income available for her, she would be in a bad position because she couldn't just go out and work. So that's basically what would happen for most people, is that if there's you're in a marriage, right? So if you're in a marriage, typical situation, a lot of times there's two incomes. One of the incomes stops. If you can't survive completely on just that one income, then obviously there's going to be a problem. But you just you don't really put yourself there. And again, the imagination thing is a deficit I believe adults have. So it's hard to imagine what that would look like. But you should imagine what that would look like and think about it. Now, if you're in a situation like myself where there's only one income, it's even a bigger issue. Or if you're in a situation where you only have one income and one of the spouses is actually staying at home helping with the kids, and that's an important thing for you guys, which is great. I mean, my mom stayed at home with us, which was awesome. And if you're in a situation where you have just one income, so if you're in a situation where you just have one income and you have kids at home, and the goal is for that spouse to be able to stay at home and take care of the kids, then it's a no-brainer, right? You have to be able to replace your income. If you can imagine yourself not being here one day, which, inevitably we all are not going to be here one day, but we all imagine that, or we hope that we will live long, happy lives. Obviously, be there while your kids grow up and go through college and all that. Well, not everybody makes it. Everyone typically thinks that. But the reality is not everybody does make it. So, story. I have two pretty compelling stories that shook me up a little bit over the last 10 years. One, my father-in-law, he actually didn't have life insurance, ended up buying life insurance 3 months before he was diagnosed with terminal cancer, and he was gone within a couple weeks. But thank God that life insurance was in place for his wife, so she was able to manage the mortgage and was able to move on financially. Because that's one thing that you don't want to have to deal with in a situation where you lose somebody that you love and care about. Is how are you going to be able to pay the bills and take care of the kids and all that. Now that's the power of life insurance. Even probably more important to understand is that I had a colleague that was in his 40s, mid 40s, and then he was on vacation in Lake Tahoe riding a bike and had a heart attack and died. He also had a lot of life insurance, and his family was fine. There are lots of situations where this kind of thing happens and there is no way to replace it. So life insurance is extremely important and can be very inexpensive. There's two main types of life insurance. You got permanent insurance or whole life, different types of permanent insurance. Whole life, universal life, then there's indexed universal life that would have more of a focus on trying to generate a little bit of a savings type of account inside the policy. A typical permanent policy would be just funded enough so that it's going to be there no matter when you would die, but not going to have an increasing premium at some point. Term life insurance is set for a period of time at the same price, same premium. So for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, at the end of that period of time, the premiums will go up. So term insurance is best suited for situations that are going to go away, where that financial concern would go away at some point. So if, say, you have a mortgage and that's your main concern, is that you wouldn't be able to, your spouse wouldn't be able to continue to keep up with the mortgage payments or keep the house, and that's important to you, or you want to make sure you're able to leave the house for your kids, and obviously without having the house paid off, then it's just it's a debt that they would have to take on. So people will buy life insurance at a term that coincides with the length of the mortgage, so that at the end of that period of time, when you don't need it, you just let it go, or at whatever point you don't feel like you need it, you can just discontinue it. You don't have to keep it for any set period of time. So that's term life insurance, and term life insurance also allows you to get a much bigger amount because it's a lot less expensive, because it does have that into it as far as the premium being level, and it's based on how likely you are to die during that period of time based on how healthy you are. That's how that works. With the permanent type of insurance, it's the same premium no matter when you would die, and that's going to be more expensive because of it. And then the indexed universal life really just has that feature of the premium being the same, but it's also going to allow you to build some, like a savings account inside of it, that would increase based on the stock market performance, the S&P 500. And so if it does really well inside that account, you can actually take money out of that later on tax-free. And that's one of the coolest things about life insurance, is it's tax-free. So that the death benefit, if it is necessary, would never be taxed. The same thing with any loans that would be taken against the policy wouldn't be taxed either. So it's actually used in kind of a sophisticated way for retirement purposes sometimes, to be able to put as much money as you can into a policy like that, like an IU indexed universal life policy, so that it can have that exponential growth, and then plan on taking money out of it as an income stream to have a tax-free type of income stream in retirement. So that's a strategy. So, but the most important thing is to make sure that you've done everything you can to put your family in a position that they would be able to financially be okay. So, you know, I love kids, and you know, that's my passion. You know, I've been working with kids for, you know, so long, you know, over 20 years. And I kind of, again, I always talk about seeing things from my kids' perspective. They don't understand that it takes money to have all this security, to have the nice roof over their head, and, you know, food, and be able to, you know, do the activities. There's complete disconnect, and it should be. I mean, no kids shouldn't have to worry about adult problems, right? So if you think about a situation where we would have to do some drastic measures to maintain some sort of quality of life, it's super important to get life insurance, and to make sure that you're talking to someone who has experience to understand your story and be able to help you find products and the right type of policy that will make sure that you're acquiring that peace of mind that you really seek in that type of situation. And, you know, the one thing about life insurance that you get immediately when you have it in place is peace of mind to know that you've done everything you can to protect your family from a potential financial catastrophe. Like it would be for me. If I was to die and I had no life insurance, my wife would lose the house for sure. She can't, I mean, she could go back to work if she didn't, you know, have these horrible migraines that prevents her from being able to just have a normal life. She can't just go work and replace, you know, the lost income. She would have to start depending upon, you know, her family, which would not be good, because there isn't going to be a lot of that. So it's just a really bad situation that would happen. And while I'm alive, if I haven't done something to give her the peace of mind that she'd be okay, that would be a worry that she would have, and I don't want her to have that. And then, of course, if you have kids in the picture, then you think about, you know, that entire picture, and it can really be unsettling. But the good news is that this life insurance is available to prevent that and give you the peace of mind. So most people don't even really know about it. So I love to help. I would love to be able to help you. I'm happy to have a conversation with you and really understand your story, and certainly be able to help you to get this peace of mind. Now, the other aspect of now having my own agency is I'm building a team. So I'm going to be needing people like you, moms and dads. You know, I also have my swim courses that are online and video courses. I just believe in this media, this type of course type of platform to be the best way to disseminate information and get what I know in my heart and in my mind out to the world. So, you know, with the swim courses, you know, I need moms and dads to help me to get this out to the world. But I also need a team to help me to help families have this peace of mind that I'm talking about with the life insurance. It's kind of a weird connection, you know, that I'm a swimming school owner and, you know, kid whisperer, and I'm a life insurance broker. But they actually kind of really make sense together, right? Because I'm all about people. I'm all about families. I'm all about kids. So I want to put together a team of like-minded folks that care about people. I mean, learning the life insurance industry is not super hard. What is important is, do you care about people? Do you care about people enough to listen to their story? Because if you do, then you can learn about the products and get the education that is necessary. And we have a entire library that's available. Every single topic, every single product, every single company that is necessary to really be able to understand how to solve problems, but without being able to understand the story that we all have or care to listen, then it wouldn't really matter. Because it doesn't matter if you have all the product knowledge in the world if you don't have that desire to connect with people and help solve their problems and help them feel better and give them peace of mind. It's not going to be making any sense to do this kind of thing. But if you do love people and you like to hear other people's stories, and if you're looking for a great part-time job or career really, then I love to talk to you about it, because you can sell yourself your own life insurance policy. You don't have to buy it from me, you can buy it from yourself. You can get a life insurance license. It's really easy to do that. Again, we have a library that even available for helping you to prepare and take the life insurance exam in your state. And then you're talking about a really good income that you can have part-time, or if you want to do it like me, full-time. It's been really good for me. It's allowed me to have enough financial stability to go back and pursue my passion of building my swimming school business. I mean, that's my whole story. I've kind of told it, long-winded, but basically, right out of college, I was running a swimming school business. Decided I wanted to have a corporate career, and I did that for doing this life insurance business for 5 years, and then really was missing kids and doing my swim school business. But then whenever I was feeling that way, I was ready financially to be able to build the business and be able to train instructors to be able to teach kids like I do. And it's been a very exciting thing, and it's been because of this business. So it's something that I certainly would love to share with you. So with that, I will leave you with my information, and you can reach out to me. But I can tell you much more about the business, but I really want to invite you to be part of my team. I mean, if it's just telling your friends and family about our swim courses online, our videos, or sending them this free course that I've put together for moms and dads, just kind of sharing my heart, sharing some things that I do that really I believe help kids to be able to connect with me in a special way, and I know it'll help you and help them to be able to learn things that are maybe a little bit of a anxiety type of activity, swimming and different activities that kids may be reluctant to want to do. Doing these different strategies that I'm talking about can certainly help. But yeah, and then if you want to look more into life insurance, reach out to me, and I can just talk to you about what options might be good to consider. And then I would really love to have you as part of my team, to help families be able to just have that peace of mind that they've done everything they can to protect their families financially. We can't replace you, but at least they can replace what you've been able to create financially, right? All right, you have a great day. Thanks for watching. I want you to think about your life like it's the last day. What would that look like? Or if you had months to live or a year to live, tomorrow is not guaranteed, right? If you knew the day you would die or the day that you would get sick, you would call the day before to buy life insurance. So most people will not think about life insurance until something compels them to think about it. I can help. I actually, over the last 9 years, have been developing a life insurance practice, access to all the companies that are out there, and I will show you how to shop, how to empower yourself with the information that you need to be able to make sure you're not overpaying, understanding how life insurance is actually priced. But the first step you want to take is thinking about this, right? Have you thought about it? If I have it already, am I paying too much? Or should we take a look? Do you feel like maybe what you have isn't enough? We should talk, or you should start to do some more exploring. Just send me a comment. If you don't have life insurance and you feel like you have concern that if your income was to disappear, that it's going to be a bad situation for your family, then reach out to me.